Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel on Advanced Excel. Today we are going to see this Xlookup function in Excel. Now this function is available in Office 365. So let's see the syntax of this function. The syntax is, first you have to give a lookup value just like VLOOKUP. Second, you have to give the lookup array and then a return array. Now in VLOOKUP we give table array, but here you have to define this lookup array and return array separately. Then fourth is if not found. So if the value is not found, then what is the value you want to return? Okay, so then you may say that I want a text to be written like not in the list, or I want a whole number to be written, or it can be a formula as well. So that is the fourth argument. Then fifth argument is the match mode, that is whether you want exact match or approximate match, or how the match you want. Now this Xlookup is primarily defined to give default match is exact match, but in VLOOKUP, as we know, the VLOOKUP is programmed to do an approximate match as a default, right? And last is the search mode, that is do you want to find out the first to last or last to first or a binary. So this is the syntax of this Xlookup, and as we see the examples, you will get a better understanding of this Xlookup function. Now this Xlookup, because of all its features, it is going to replace this lookup function, VLOOKUP function, Xlookup function, index and match, and offset. So these 5 functions in Excel will be completely replaced by this Xlookup. So let's see now Xlookup by itself. Now before that, let's just try to find out how VLOOKUP works, isn't it? So VLOOKUP, this is my lookup value, table array is the name and the marks, comma 2 comma 0, isn't it? So this is how VLOOKUP works. But in Xlookup is equal to Xlookup tab, this is my lookup value, this is my lookup array, comma, this is my return array. I complete the parenthesis and hit enter. Here it is. So in Xlookup, you have to define this lookup value and result value separately, or lookup array and result array separately. Now VLOOKUP can at one point of time can bring out only one record. So if you have to do VLOOKUP for his science course and then in geography and history, we'll have to write VLOOKUP first, and then we change the column number from say 2 to 3, 4 and 5, isn't it? But not a problem with Xlookup. You can just say Xlookup, and suppose you want to pull out all the entire record for A, say Xlookup tab, this is my student's name, this is my lookup array, then the return array is the scores in all subjects, and I'll complete parenthesis and enter. So these are the scores of A. So it has the ability to pull out the entire record for A. Okay, and this is possible because of that spilled array feature in Office 365 or Excel 365. So this feature may not be there in your version if you are using any old versions of Excel. But in Office 365, you don't have to specify anything. You just press enter and it will fetch all the records of A. Okay, but that is not possible in VLOOKUP. So this is a major advantage of Xlookup because of the spilled array feature. Now the Xlookup can also do a Xlookup as well. Okay, so just this is a random data of months and some amounts, and we have to find out the corresponding value to Jan using Xlookup. So is equal to Xlookup tab, this is the lookup value, this is lookup array, comma, and this is a return array, complete parenthesis, enter. Okay, so Xlookup can do the job of Xlookup also. Then next, left lookup. Now imagine that this name column is not there on the left, but it is on the right. Okay, so I'll just say this is my name column, and we want to pull out his maths score. Okay, now with VLOOKUP it is not possible. But if still you want to use VLOOKUP, then I have posted a video of VLOOKUP and choose. So you have to use that combination of VLOOKUP and choose to get to make VLOOKUP do the left lookup. So this is how we do in VLOOKUP. We first say choose, and we get the table array for the purpose of VLOOKUP. Index number into curly brackets 1 comma 2, where this 1 stands for my lookup array and this 2 stands for my result array, which is match score. Okay, and then we integrate this entire choose with VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP tab, this is my name, then the table array is given by choose, my column index number coming to end of this function, comma 2 comma 0. So this is how we do with VLOOKUP. So you have to use VLOOKUP with choose, there is no other way, or you can do index and match, not a problem. But in Xlookup, no problem with Xlookup. Xlookup tab, lookup value, comma, lookup array, comma, and return array is match, complete parenthesis, control enter. Okay, so Xlookup is flexible, much more flexible than the index and match or a VLOOKUP, right? So this is how you can use Xlookup to do a left lookup. Now transpose and Xlookup. Okay, I think I have already done here. So suppose you want to pull out this record of A, but in a vertical manner, that is across rows. Then how will you do? We will say transpose tab, then my array will be taken care by Xlookup. So Xlookup tab, lookup value is A, comma, my lookup array is this, comma, and my return array is all the marks. I will complete parenthesis for Xlookup, will complete parenthesis for transpose, and enter. So you have this record of A. If you change it to B, you have record for B. So using Xlookup and transpose, you can actually get the data or get the record, entire record for B or any student in a vertical format, right? Then here is a if not found argument. Now this is the most important feature of Xlookup, and it's a very wonderful one. Now suppose you want to use a VLOOKUP and to get record of B or get this his science score, then we say VLOOKUP and B, comma, this is my table array, comma 3 comma 0. Okay, but now suppose I want to find this J, okay, and I have got two lists, list 1 and list 2, and I don't know which list that J is into. So what we do, we say if error, we start with if error because we are using VLOOKUP, if error, comma, VLOOKUP tab, my lookup value is this, comma, my lookup array is this, rather table array is this, comma 3 comma 0. Okay, so what we are saying that if you do not find this J in list A, and if it is giving error, then please look for this J in list 2. So again VLOOKUP, again find this J, comma, find it in this particular list. So this is my table array, comma 3 comma 0, and so this is how using if error and VLOOKUP twice we can compel VLOOKUP to search in two lists. But what if I want to search for this K, and that K is neither in list 2 or nor in list 1. So K, if I put K here, it will give NA error, and for that to overcome that NA, we again use if error, and we say if the result of this entire if error is error, then again you do VLOOKUP tab, look for this lookup value here, comma, my table array for VLOOKUP is here, and comma 3 comma 0, enter. So we have to use if error twice and VLOOKUP thrice to look for this one record in 3 lists. Okay, but that's not a problem with Xlookup at all. So this is how we will do with Xlookup. and we'll use this fourth argument if not found. Okay, so Xlookup tab comma lookup array here comma you want science marks comma, and now if we do not find this k in the list first, then we'll use this argument and we'll integrate one more Xlookup. I'll say again Xlookup tab, again look for this same k comma look for this k in this list my return array is this, and lastly even if he does not find this k neither in list 1 and list 2, again we'll integrate one more Xlookup comma tab, then this is my lookup value comma my lookup array is this comma, and we want science mark, so this is my return array. I'll close parenthesis and enter. Here it is. Okay, so for k science marks 89. So using Xlookup and using this particular argument if not found, you can actually integrate, or you can actually compel Xlookup to look into 3 lists, and this is just an example of this 3 lists. Now your data may be in the same sheet or maybe in the different sheets or in the different workbook also, and trust me, I have tried around 7-8 combinations or 7-8 lists, and Xlookup did it very well, no problem with Xlookup. Okay, and one more thing, this if not found argument, it does not mean that you have to specify any like text or a number. It can you can either specify a text or a whole number, or it can be a formula, as in this case I have in that if not found I have integrated 2 Xlookup, or you can even integrate VLOOKUP in this. So let's see how. So in this second Xlookup if not found, in that if not found, let us stick to this. Okay, and it is going to give NA, but again we'll say if not found, I can say VLOOKUP also. VLOOKUP tab, look for this k comma this is my table array comma 3 comma 0, enter. Okay, so I have integrated VLOOKUP inside Xlookup. So this if not found can be anything, it's an open thing that they have given. You can use any formula or any mathematics or anything. Even you can, if you have to give it some mathematical operations, you can still give. So if not found, then just give me say 100 plus 200. Okay, so it will give 300. Okay, so it's completely open and you can use that. So this is how you can use that if not found feature of Xlookup. Next is two-way lookup. Now this is interesting one. Now two-way lookup, with VLOOKUP it was not possible. We used to use VLOOKUP with match, or we used to use index and match together, but Xlookup you can do this. So let's see how. This is how we used to do in with VLOOKUP and match. So VLOOKUP, lookup value is this, my table array is this. So either I want to pull out his science marks or a geography marks or history marks, anything. So this is my table array, my column index number. Now well, for this column index number I'll use match. Now match will look for this science comma my lookup array for match will be this, and I have said that lookup array for VLOOKUP and match, or when you are using match and index, it has to be of the same dimensions. So in this VLOOKUP A, B, C, D, E, and here also A, B, C, D, E, we are using 5 columns. So lookup array is given, my match type is going to be exact match. Okay, so this basically fits to the column argument, and because we want exact match, I am giving comma 0 again. 84. So B has scored 84 in science. If you change this to say geography, 79. So B score in geography is 79. So this is how we use VLOOKUP with match to get a two-way lookup. Now how we do this in index and match? index tab. Index asks for array, and array is basically a range of cells where your result is lying. So again, either it can be a score in the maths or a science or a geography or history. So index is over. For row number, I am using match. Match will look for this B. It will look for this B in the lookup array, which is my name column, right? My match type will be exact match. And for column, again I'll use match. Now here the lookup value will be the subject, comma, lookup array which is of the same dimensions as index and match is this, and my match type is 0, complete parenthesis, enter. Okay, so this is how we do with index and match. But coming to Xlookup, this is my lookup value, then lookup array is this. For return array, I am using again Xlookup. Now my lookup value is going to be the subject, comma, this is my lookup array for subjects, and my return array are the marks. Okay, so with Xlookup or with double Xlookup you can do a two-way lookup, right? And you don't have to do all these complicated things, VLOOKUP match or index and match two times. You don't have to do anything. You just use this Xlookup 2 times and you can get the two-way lookup. Now this Xlookup can also do sum and average in some cases. Okay, how it is? So suppose this name is just irrelevant. Okay, you want say you want sum of maths scores of everyone. Okay, I'll just type here. How you can do is equal to Xlookup. We know that Xlookup can pull the entire record, so lookup value is maths, comma, my lookup array are these subjects, comma, and my return array are these marks, complete parenthesis, and enter. It is spelling the entire column for maths. If you take it to science, it will give you result for science. Here are they. So, and to get the sum of this entire scores of science, simply prefix this with sum. The range has been taken here by Xlookup and enter. So 1047, here it is. I think you can see 1047. So you can use Xlookup for getting total of the columns also, right? The next is approximate match. Now Xlookup is by default designed to do perfect match, that is exact match, but we can tell Xlookup to do approximate match. So here is the database of salesperson, their sales and the commission, and you have to basically arrive at this commission commission percentage. So this is how we do, is equal to Xlookup tab. I'll look for this sales. This is my lookup array, comma, my return array is this, comma, and if not found, I do not want anything, and match type I want this one, exact match or next smaller, so -1, I'll complete parenthesis and enter. Okay, so 5%. So A has contributed sales of 94,000. So it's in this first lab, first fit basis. It will earn, he will earn 5%, and simply copy it down. I think I have not freeze that this one, so I have to freeze this. It's always better to freeze those cells as you write the formula, which I didn't do. So I will freeze it now, and here we have. And commission, simply sales multiply by commission percent. This is how you can use Xlookup and use that match type feature and give exact match or a smaller number to get the commission percent. Even you can use this feature to get your profession tax. calculated. Okay, same thing. Then this Xlookup can also work like SUMIF in some cases. So Xlookup, my lookup is the start date. We want to get totals of this particular quarter, that is January to March and so on. So this is my lookup value, comma, my lookup array is this, comma, my return array is this, comma, if not found I am keeping it blank, and match type I want exact match or next smaller, so -1, and I am completing parenthesis and enter. It is giving me 4000, which is this figure. And now I am simply going to give a semicolon, so that to tell Excel that I am dealing with ranges, right? And I will use this same Xlookup once again, and instead of E I will say F. Okay, and let me just freeze this ranges once again. Okay, so F4, 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 and log this also. So as we copy it down and control enter. So here it is. So it is fetching me this record Jan, Feb and March. See, 4000, 33, 700 and 600, and because of this semicolon we have given a range, we can simply prefix this with sum and enter. So 38,300, so 1 2 3 38,300, and you can simply copy this down. Okay, so the entire total is 503,900. Here it is 503,900. So you can use Xlookup, and in that match type again you can give that exact match or a smaller number, and you can have Xlookup working as a SUMIF, right? Then find last value. Now this find last value, we can do Xlookup to find a last value, in this case the component. So the last value of this component is this 8100. You can use Xlookup here, otherwise we'll have to use that offset, which is a very complicated function. So Xlookup tab, lookup value is components, comma, lookup array is this, comma, my return array is this, comma, if not found, comma, match mode I want exact match, so as such I am not specifying anything. And search type, in search type I will give last to first, so this is -1, complete parenthesis, enter. Here it is 8,000 and 8,100. If you want it for bikes, you can give it for bikes too. So the last record for bikes is 8,500. Here it is 8,500. So using that search mode, you can either tell Xlookup to do from first to last or last to first. Binary we usually don't use. And the last example on the Xlookup is wildcard. Now VLOOKUP cannot do wildcards. Okay, so but with Xlookup you can do wildcard, but again the Xlookup will find wildcard, but it will fetch the first record. Okay, so is equal to Xlookup tab, my lookup value is this. So anything in which this CLO, clothes or clothing is appearing, it will fetch that record, but the first record it will fetch. So lookup value is given, comma, lookup array is this, comma, my return array is this, comma, if not found, I don't want anything. Then match mode. Now in match mode I will use wild character match, so it is 2, and search is okay. So search I am not giving anything, so just I am giving this wildcard, completing parenthesis and enter. So for cloth 10,200, so clothing meant 10,200. So using this wildcard you can also ask Xlookup to fetch the first record of this wildcard. So friends, this is how you can use Xlookup. And as you use Xlookup, even I am using this Xlookup only for a couple of days now, but as you use this Xlookup frequently, you will find that it is much more powerful than VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP or just a lookup function or offset or index and match. And there can be multiple advantages of using this Xlookup. So friends, I believe this exhaustive video on Xlookup you will find this very useful. Now I am going to leave Excel downloadable file in the description box, so please download it and practice. Also spread this or share this video with all of your friends, and as far as possible just get this Office 365, because like this Xlookup there are so many features and functions which are included in that Office 365. So take care, bye bye.